the final section, or the final recording of the picture editing of the set of pictures I took. And this one is at another park, and the thing I liked about this, or I wanted to like about it, is that I could see the deer off in the distance. You could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. But unfortunately, I didn't have the right lens for this. I wish I could have zoomed in more to something like this maybe. And I like that the sun was in the background, so they would have been backlit, as is the case here, which is awesome. But I didn't have the right lens. I couldn't zoom in. I think I was at max zoom here, and this is a 18 to 50. I zoomed in at 51 200 a second. But maybe if I had the time, and there were some people walking by too, so they wanted to take pictures. I didn't want to hog the whole space. Maybe if I had the time, I would have used maybe a filter, and maybe step down the aperture a little bit to use a narrower aperture, and then use, yeah, ISO 80 is fine, but the filter being on here would have been great. And then I would have gotten a better shot. Maybe low down, maybe. But let's see what auto does. I imagine it's going to lower the exposure quite a bit. Yeah, it does. But now we can't see anything, and the shadows are completely erased. And then it starts to fall apart, I think. So it's a garbage picture, good intent, but terrible execution. All right, moving on. This is on the way back, and I think this is, no, it's close to where the deer were. Let's see what auto does. This is severely underexposed, but I liked where the path was heading to this green open field out here. So let's see what it does if we raise the exposure, drop the shadows, increase the contrast a little bit. I wish I had gotten down lower. Maybe that's fine actually. Maybe it's fine. Let's see what overall saturation does. And then let's pick the green. Let's pick green and see if we can make that pop a little bit. And then we could drop the shadows a little bit, raise the exposure even more. I wish I had a filter. That would have been awesome. Wish I had a filter. In any case, I kind of like this picture. I don't think it's great, but I kind of like this picture. All right, moving on. This was of, I don't know what this tree is, but I liked how it just looked pretty, and I thought, let me just take a picture of this. And let's see what auto does to this one. That does look better already. Does look better already. I wouldn't do much with this. I wouldn't do much with this. Maybe I would have stopped on the aperture so to give me a wider focal plane. So right now it's at f2.8, which is the widest for this lens. I could have gone maybe f5 or so, because you could see that the middle of this I don't think it's a flower, but the middle part of this is in focus, but in just a few leaves in front and behind, it's out of focus. So maybe I could have gotten this in focus too, maybe, but I tried to get the branch in focus. You can see that this part of the branch is in focus, or more in focus than this part, even though I tried to get it in the same plane, but it didn't work out. You can see that this leaf, or this part of this leaf, is in the same plane as the center of this one and here. So it's kind of running like this. So maybe I didn't get it exactly in the same horizontal plane. All right, wait a second. What is this thing? Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. Is it caught in a web? I think it is. Looks like it's a fly. Oh, that's so cool. All right, so it looks like we're having some chromatic aberration here. So let me see if the chromatic aberration fixer in Lightroom, I don't think they call it that, is going to work. I don't see a difference. Maybe that's not what it's called, but I don't see a difference. Don't see a difference. That's fine. I don't see a difference. Let me zoom out. Let me take this off. Okay, so there is some vignetting without lens correction. And lens correction is turned on automatically. All right, cool. Moving on. This picture I like because of how the sun was hitting it. And I was low down to the ground getting this picture. I think this was also with the 18 to 50 Sigma. I think so. Yes, it is. And this has macro light capability. So I was really close to this flower. And I think that's a good shot. Now, what would I have done differently? I should have committed to either getting just the flower or more of the flower. So if I had to do it again, I would still try to get the sky, but maybe like this. Maybe something like this. Yeah, maybe something like this. And I think that would have been good, or better, I think. All right, moving on. This one was up a little dam. You can walk across this dam, by the way. You can walk all the way across. There's a gated path here. And I was walking to head back up the dam. I just liked how it looked. Let's see what auto does. Here is a little bit overexposed. I could have used a filter, and the sun's over here. So maybe if I drop the exposure, raise the shadows. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's pretty good. Not a great picture. I wish I'd used some kind of filter for this. But this was shot at it looks like ISO 80, so I did lower the ISO. Good. Maybe I could have used a higher shutter speed. Maybe. Just a tricky angle for me at this stage, at least. All right. Now the last two pictures were taken with my phone. And it's a phone's version. It's a Galaxy S23 Plus. Phone's version of RAW. Right. And I was going for a jog, and the pond nearby was foggy. I thought it was amazing. I just had to stop and take a picture, and I like it. I really like it. Let me drop the shadows back, drop the whites back. I kind of like it as it was before, and then, no, not so much. Let's do that. Let's raise the contrast a little bit. And drop the highlights. I like that. I like that a whole heap. I like that a whole heap. It looked foggier as I remember it being way foggier. But let's see what before and after looks like. That's before, that's after. So it does look better. It does look better. And this last picture was also taken with my phone, I think. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And this is a museum over here. So I was in this park, and the bench is perfectly placed. You can just hang out here and look at birds as they swim by and also fly by. Or if you want to go for a walk, you could, or just hang out here and just chill. It's pretty cool. It looked foggier it doesn't look as foggy now in the picture as I remember it. So let's drop the exposure a little bit, maybe like this. There's lots of detail there. There is some more detail in the sky, so maybe it is overexposed. Apparently it is. Now I don't have a filter for this phone, but if I had a filter, maybe what could I have changed? Let me see what the setting I use. I use ISO 125 and aperture 1.8. Maybe I could have stopped. You know what? You can't adjust the aperture. That's right. You can't for these phones. You can only use a different lens because each of the lenses has a fixed aperture. So it's either 1.8 or whatever it is. You can't change it like you could with the camera. Maybe I could have used a higher shutter speed. Maybe I could have used a higher shutter speed. But 5.4 mil, that's pretty cool, man. That's a lot of stuff. And it doesn't look warped at all. Does not look warped. It's amazing how that is. All right, so let's see what auto does again. What about black and white? Oh God, wait a second. Wait a second. Nah, that looks better in color, I think. But this one, that one actually looks good in black and white. But let me see if I could fix this a little bit. So it's overexposed. Maybe if I select the sky, let me try that. Let's do a sky. Let's select the sky. Okay, good. And then we can drop the exposure in the sky. And then increase the contrast. All right, let's see what that does. And let's see before, after. Nope. Okay, so let's take this off black and white. Oh God, are you kidding me? Let's go back. Before, after. Come on. Looks like a different picture altogether. All right, so we gotta keep working with it. We gotta keep working on it. All right, let's see. Let's then pick the green. Oh my God, these phones are not too bad, huh? Just don't zoom in. Let's pick the green, raise the saturation a little bit. That looks like a different picture altogether. That's amazing. Let's do that again. Before, which is not terrible, but there's no detail in the sky. Sky mask, it looks, maybe I can tone that down a little bit. I didn't do much though, really. I didn't do much. Didn't do much at all. I didn't do much. Let me put the exposure back up. Let's turn the highlights down on the sky and turn the whites down and then put that back. So we can see some clouds now, correct? Because before you can't really tell. I mean, now you could, because I guess you know it's there, but it's gone. Now we can drop the overall highlights because the whites over here are yeah. Oh God, that looks good. That looks amazing. I mean, okay, not amazing as if I'm a perfect or expert photographer, but that looks so much better. So much better. Again, that doesn't look terrible, but that gives it a different feel. Whoa, that looks so cool. I still think the sky is a little misleading, but it could also be because, is that how it looked? I don't remember. But I prefer this. I really do prefer this. Now, what time of the day was this? This was at 6:25 a.m. So the sun was coming up over this side, but it was overcast. I like it. All right, if you're out there taking pictures, enjoy yourself. Take it easy.